good, Life Talk? You already know we back with another daily video. Know this one came out a little bit later on than it usually does, but that's because I was editing video for my main channel, Life of JC. So I'm gonna put that in the description below in the comments. Also, just check that out because it's dropping tomorrow. Also, Merry Christmas Eve, and I hope everybody having a good and blessed weekend as much as possible as they possibly can. Let's get right on into it. Y'all know the dealio. Today we're gonna talk about relationships versus the streets. Which one wastes the most time? And before we get into that, y'all already know the dealio. Here's what I worked out today. So y'all enjoy that part. I enjoyed that part of the workout in the video. But let's get straight into it. Relationships versus the streets. Which one wastes more time? In my opinion, y'all gonna figure out at the end. Let's go right on into it. Now, relationships, we all know, we all been in relationships, and most of us has all been in the streets, as in playing this field, seeing what's really out there in the world, putting fish in the sea, so a lot of fish should go out there and, find and have a good time with, or whatever, people be doing. But long story short, I would say, look, relationships, we all know, especially these days, about to be 2023, it's a lot more to it than probably ever before. Especially most people got trust issues. Most people is scared to love again or been hurt so many times they don't know or don't even want to know how to love again. And you got some people out there, and probably even a good smart, that don't even know how to really love for real in a relationship. See, in a relationship, the way I look at a relationship, it takes a while because most of the time you have a relationship just off the rip just like that, it's not gonna last long. It's just basically a waste of time because you're not really knowing the person. You kind of like, I've been there a couple times, a few times in my life. I ain't sit there and cap like, I'm just perfect, ain't nobody perfect. I've been there a couple times. You just got in a relationship pretty fast for the most part of my life, and you see, they ain't none of them here, so that makes sense right there. That's a good example right there. If you get in a relationship, you probably could still take your time and still turn out to be a waste of time. So versus the streets, versus playing the field, aka you really know what's up for the most part. Like at least if you got common sense, you would know if the person you talking to, if they really, really started talking, they're now talking to you, or they still talking to multiple other people, or entertaining other people, or whatever. Always keep your third eye open. Always be aware. Just like Lil Baby said in one of his songs, he said, act like I'm slow all the time, but I peep stuff." Always remember that. You got to peep everything. You can't put nothing past nobody, no matter who it is these days. Now, relationships, like I was saying, back to that, you could possibly take months, right? And then sit there and it'd be a complete waste of time. Hey, I'll be the first one to raise my hand. I had a lot. You can sit there and take a while and it's still be a waste of time. I ain't never personally took months to do a relationship, but it's still gonna be a waste of time. That's why you really should sit there. Understand when most people pay the field, pay the streets, because they be scared. And that part I'll never understand. That I feel like, you should never be scared to try again, because eventually, if you really want to, you're gonna try again eventually, anyways. Now, if you want to get yourself right, truly right, not just making that little stupid excuse most people be using, then there's a difference at that point. But you should really get yourself right, get your life right before you really have a real relationship, because a real relationship come with a lot of stuff. Come with, being in the middle, also coming to a conclusion on stuff, understanding your partner, all that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? From taking, looking out for your partner, they need help, or they looking out for you and you need help. It's a lot, and if if y'all ain't both on the same page, it's gonna be a waste of time. Which means that's what people go to the streets with. If you choose the streets, then look, if you play in the field, and let's say you out there, you sitting there finding people, looking for people. No matter how you do, everybody does it differently. You finding people, that's it. Kind of could be even worse for that, because then you find people, and these days you never know who knows who. You feel me? You might try to hit one person up, and then bam, they gonna hear some stuff from another person that you used to mess with or be cool with, or whatever the situation might have been, but y'all ain't kicking it and nothing like that no more. They gonna hear it from somebody else they know, and then now they ain't give you no time of day because they going off what some other people say, which is just what a lot of people do these days. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. I mean, That's crazy. I feel like you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, let alone by what somebody else saying about the person, because you know the person. If you and the person ended something off badly, they ain't gonna say nothing good about you. So of course they're gonna push you down and act like you're just the most worst person of all time. You feel me? But if you playing the streets way, then you could be the same way for that too. It's really 50-50 on that. You could be hitting on somebody, then next thing you know, you're gonna hit too many people, or you're gonna hit the wrong person. You know, it's a lot of crazy people in the world too that there just be some weirdos out there. Just like I don't really understand that, but you gotta watch who you hit up these days. It's still best to really hit up the one person if you want to, and start to take it on from there. And if it don't work, then keep on pushing. You feel me? Don't sweat it. Keep on pushing, cause what they don't want you, they friends don't want you. They friends don't want you. Somebody they know don't want you. You feel me? If you want to do them dirty, I guess, like, but really it ain't worth that time. It ain't worth that toxicity to keep pushing forward, because like Young Boy said in one of his songs also, not really a Young Boy fan, but he always did have a lot of good songs. And one of you said, I know somebody that love me before your dog I do. So remember that. The person you want, and would like for them to feel the same way you feel about them, if they ain't doing the same thing for you, then know someone out there really would love to have that position for you. Feel me? No matter what you got going on. But of course, you got to work on yourself first and be prepared and be ready for the relationship. For the streets, it come a lot of problems too. The streets, hey, you never know. There's people get set up by females, get set up by dudes, get set up by anything, you feel me? Or it can be something up their sleeve what they're trying to do. They could be trying to keep you around because they know that you treat them right and respect them and all that extra stuff. But in reality, they don't have nothing to do with you. They're only doing it to you because you benefiting them, making them feel good, or giving them attention that they want. So it all goes both ways. You always kind of meet in the middle and shoot what you really want to do. Relationships versus the streets. Which one wastes more time so far to you? Of all the stuff I'm going to say. In my opinion, they both waste time. I've been on both sides. And for me to respectfully say, they both waste time. Especially these days. I feel like, honestly, we're in the gray area, but the gray area is I wouldn't even say really choose a gray area unless you really want to play that path. That's a rocky road. It can cause a lot of problems, but if you do it right and you actually put in effort, like I just want to put in effort, especially with people these days, because they really don't deserve it. Most people keep it P. But if you want to play that area, put in some effort, then you might can play that gray area right. You might can do it good, but they're gonna take effort. Now, if you want to, I guess really everything takes effort these days, relationships versus the streets. But the streets, you can't find them goofy people in the world, you feel me? Versus relationships, you find goofy people too, but with a real relationship, then it's easier said than done, you feel me? To find somebody that's really worth your time. But in my opinion, relationships versus the streets, they both a waste of time. Honestly, if you ain't ready fully 1,000% to get yourself into a relationship, then you just go ahead and you don't gotta really play the streets, but it'd be more better to kind of just play, have a little, your little fringe benefits or whatever people like to do on the little side, when you need some or whoever that person want to chill with or whatever, then that's cool. That's not a problem. But just know what comes with it, life. Real talk. For real, for real. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Relationship versus the streets. Which one wastes more time in your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Really would appreciate that. For more daily videos, always on the way. And don't forget to check out the Life of JC. That's LIF3OF as in of JC. New video dropping tomorrow. Christmas video. Gonna be a banger. Best believe it. And just like that, we be back soon enough with another video. Let's get it.